It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello and welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato, and we have a great show for you today. We are out at Lockport High School, home of the Porters. This is Monday we're taping, so Gerard and myself, we're laboring on Labor Day, but it's a great place to be. We've got football coach George Czart on as our guest, former Lincoln Way North head coach. He was on the staff here in Lockport when they won back-to-back state championships in 2002, 2003. And he's got the Porters rolling, man. Lower levels are doing great. 2-0 on the varsity, and big things are happening here at Lockport. You should be very excited if you're a Porter fan. All right, we are going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. I had a little Beggar's Pizza this past weekend. Daughter's birthday. Had 4 pizzas. It was a beautiful thing, man. Beggar's Pizza. Join the Big Cheese Loyalty Program. Plenty of perks to be had. All right, we come back. Lockport football coach George Czart will be our guest. We're going to have a lot of fun. Good friend of ours. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
Hello, boys. I'm a drop-dead gorgeous pepperoni sausage, hold the vegetables deep dish pizza. Just look at my cheese. Your place or mine. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. And look who our guest is this week. Football coach George Czart. George, how's it going, my man?
Good. Pat.
Good to have you back on the show.
Good to be back.
It's good to be back.
Yeah.
It's good to be seen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you recall, George was the coach at Lincoln Way North, and he was on the show a few times, and I told him the one requirement I had for him to be a guest on the show was he had to have the lid. He had to have the Gilligan's lid, the hat, and he came through with the Lockport hat. So, and of course, our cameraman, Gerard Grabowski, he's got a nice Lincoln Way North shirt that George had given us back in the day. So great to have you back, George.
Like I said, great to be back. And yes, the tradition carries on. I have the hats for you guys right there.
Awesome.
All right.
Nice, man. I
and
appreciate
the shirts.
that.
I got the maroon, and I was supposed to be a white one. It was dark in there, so I pulled out a gray one instead. But there it is. We got the Porter football gear for you.
Very nice.
Here.
Some
And
nice Porter swag. Thank you
good
much.
Adidas shirt here, too.
Look at that.
All right.
Gerard, man, George doesn't screw around.
No.
He hooks us up. First class all the way. Well, the Porters are playing like a first-class team, and no surprise, this is George's 3rd year, coming off a 4-2 season in the spring. Now they're 2-0. All they've done the first 2 games is outscore their opponents 88-0. So, what's been the most pleasant surprise during this first 2 weeks for you guys?
The most pleasant surprise actually would be that our health, injuries have been really kept low. Usually at this time and after the second game in the past, we've had a couple season-ending injuries or just, prolonged 3 to 4 week injuries. And that first game, we didn't have anyone cramping up or anything. And week 2, we have 1 little ankle sprain, and we're expecting full go, for week 3 to have a full roster. So that's been the biggest surprise.
Yep. Well, let me tell you, folks, when they announced the hiring of George, this place, it was like the Messiah had returned, and George was an assistant coach during the glory years at Lockport when they won the Class 8A state championship, back-to-back 2002, 2003. But people were excited, and they should have been excited. This is a guy who's had a great track record as an assistant. He did great things at Lincoln Way North. But I mean, you're in year 3 and you've turned this thing around. Are you surprised that it's happened this quickly? Or I mean, your lower levels I know, did spectacularly the last couple of years. So I mean, are you surprised or no?
No, I'm not surprised. I'm happy, but it wasn't as bad as that record when I came in was. They had a bad season, but things that the staff, we got a great staff here, great support from our administration. The facilities are awesome. So, and all you got to do is look at our roster and come out to our practices. We have the kids, the kids are there. And our coaches do a great job of coaching them up. So, no, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm happy, but not surprised.
Now, like I mentioned, George, so you're on those staffs, those great Lockport teams, man, in 2002, 2003. And folks, we're not talking just like great legendary Lockport players. We're talking like greatest players like in the history of the state. Like Steve Walker, quarterback, Jay Christensen, quarterback. I mean, those two guys back to back to have guys like that. Walker went on to North Dakota State, had a great career. Christensen, I know he was at Iowa, then he went to Eastern Illinois, but I mean, and you look even back further, Nick set a 59-yard field goal, second all-time in state history, one of the greatest kickers, went on to Notre Dame, a phenomenal kicker, Nick Setta.
Absolutely.
And Tony Pashos, who played in the NFL. Craig Dupong, a running back who scored 8 touchdowns in a game, not once but twice. So this place, rich with history, state, great players. How often do you try and remind this generation about this program's history and some of the great players it produced?
All the time. And what I love is when those guys come back, and they do come back and they visit, and I say, you're not leaving until you address the team, talk to the team. So anytime a guy shows up from the past, we're going to grab them and have them talk about how special it was for them and what it means to be a Porter football player. And so that's a great thing that you said, that you mentioned. Of the past is, and I think about Coach. I think about Walker pretty much every day because he lives right. His dad. I see his dad walking every day. So every time we have a blast of the past when I see him walking his dogs out there. But the thing that those guys were so special. One of the things is they made us better defensively. They were offensive players, but going against them in practice every day, it just made everyone better because they were always going to give you their best. So that's why they were special players for us, for the whole program.
And the Lincoln North thing, man, we talked about this before we got on the air. It's just, a bittersweet thing. Here you are, you start a program from the ground up, great success, and 8 years later, the school closes, which is just unbelievable. It's unfathomable. I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again in our lifetimes. Hopefully not, for our families and kids' sake. But what do you draw from that experience and kind of apply it now as a coach?
I mean, right away, it was a great learning experience for me. And I passed that along right away that, life will kick you down. It's just a matter of what are you going to do now? What's your next move? How are you going to pick yourself up? Just like in a football game. Every play is not going to be perfect. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to miss a block. Go on to the next play. So that was just a part of my life, that, something tragic happened to a lot of people. But for me, I still had a job. I was, I kept it in check. But being a head coach was something I still kept in my mind I wanted to do. So I was fortunate enough to come here. So it turned out pretty nice, even though at the time I was miserable. Probably wasn't a happy person to be around with at the house. But, my daughters and wife, they understood and they supported me. And like you said, it's a blessing in disguise to be back here because it's a great place to be.
Everything happens for a reason, folks. And, well, you didn't get a head coaching job right after the Lincoln Way North thing. You did get to go to Lincoln Way West. You were an assistant, and you got to go to school. Your daughters, right? They went to West. So that doesn't happen necessarily. So, I mean, there's so many things that when you start connecting the dots years later, you realize, now I know why I'm here, why that happened. And, Lockport, these people are overjoyed that you're here. So.
No, I'm a lucky guy. I really am. And when I was over at West, I had a great experience with Coach Ernst and his staff. Loved those guys. They were awesome to me. They were awesome to the kids. I had a great experience with Coach Lokank. He treated me like his father. I'm older than him, but what a great group of guys to work with and their kids. And I still have lifelong friends over there. So, but I'm happy to be here.
Exactly. All right, folks. We're going to go to Elisa Thomas Salon timeout. Remember, 3 locations: Mokina, Tinley Park, Orland Park. Homecoming is right around the corner. Boys and girls, you want to look your best. Set something up at Lisa Thomas Salon. All right, folks. We come back more with Lockport football coach George Czart. Stay tuned.
At Lisa Thomas Salon, we think loving yourself and your selfie starts with the perfect stylist. That's why we've assembled an amazing team, each with a unique passion for beauty, providing the perfect combination of innovation and experience. Then adding just a little bit of fun for hair, skin, nails, and makeup. No one does beautiful like Lisa Thomas, because life's too exciting to settle for the same old thing. Schedule today at Lisa Thomas Salon, a Redken Elite partner with 3 area locations.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's is a trained technician and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island.
If you're suffering from physical pain, nothing else matters. The one thing that should is Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, because experience never mattered more. Serving the community for 25 years with over 90 years of combined orthopedic experience, our fellowship-trained surgeons provide individualized care to those suffering from orthopedic pain. We deliver comprehensive care from diagnostic to surgical to rehabilitative services, all under one roof in each of our locations. Midwest Orthopedic Consultants, bringing university-level orthopedic care close to home.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, we're at Lockport High School, home of the Porters. Our guest is football coach George Czart, and the Porters are 2-0, beat Matea Valley 48-0 on Friday night. They host Bradley this Friday. Great time to come and check out a game Friday night here at Lockport. 7 o'clock, George, or 7:30?
I think 6:30.
6:30.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I love this. Some schools are starting at 6 o'clock
Yeah.
varsity games. I was pounding away on that for like 25 years. No one listening. Now they're doing it, so that's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm gonna have to check the scales just to make sure, but I thought it was 6:30.
All right. Folks, quarterback this guy has 6'7", Hayden Timoshuk. All right, 6'7" quarterback, and the kid's got a younger brother, Hyatt, who's 6'6". So talk about Hayden. I mean, he's putting up some nice numbers, and what is it about this kid that makes him, other than his size, obviously, but I mean, what is it about this kid that makes him special, George?
Well, he's a competitor. I remember one of the first times I talked to him, and I wanted to get a feel for the young man, and the story he brought up to me was a fact that he was bragging about the fact that on a kickoff team he got a roughing penalty after the whistle, hitting a guy late after. I got to see how this kid plays. But he's got a football mentality, and so he's a hard running kid. He's probably going to play some other position someday.
Yep.
Because look how big he is, but I hope he sticks with quarterback and rides that out as long as he can. But he's a tough kid. And he's starting to grow into his body. He's getting stronger, faster. His best football is yet to come.
Yet to come, then, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it looks like you've got some great balance on offense, man, with him throwing a ball, and then you got some kids in the backfield here, Lepresti kid being one of them, that are really, you got a great ground attack as well.
Well, you wouldn't have known that week one. I thought Joliet West did a great job of shutting our running game down, or we didn't just open it up ourselves. Whatever the case, week two, we made an emphasis. Our offensive coaches did a great job of emphasizing the run. Hayden only, I think he had about 8 attempts passing the ball, so we rushed for 368 yards or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, so I thought at the beginning of the year that was going to be one of our problems, was who the heck is going to get the ball on this team? We've got skilled receivers, Ryan Little, Danny Martisak, Roberson, a little wrestler for us. He can run with the ball. We've got Andrew Lepresti and Giovanni Zaragoza, 2 great running backs, and now we're getting a kid back that might be the gem, is Ty Schultz. He's ready to play, and he played 2 years ago as a sophomore and was pretty good.
Yep, and he was out all last year. He was hurt, right?
Yep.
And now he's coming back.
We're gonna
ease him in.
Yeah, we're gonna ease him in this week. Yeah.
Awesome. That's
so there's
great.
just not enough footballs on the field for all these guys.
Well,
and they all can do something with it. And then Hyatt, the brother of Hayden, the big tight end, and Mike and a Dineski young man. We've just got kids that can do something when they catch the ball.
And they just got to be selfless, and it's a team game, and everyone's going to get their opportunity. So, that's a beautiful thing. And, defensively, I mean, you post 2 consecutive shutouts. you got to be really, really pleased with the defense here.
Yeah, I think for me, the best player around, I think, until I start, watching other teams, seeing them, is Andrew Forrest, Blackburn Forrest. He's a beast in the middle.
Yeah.
And just watching him, he's a highlight tape every week, watching him dominate inside. And then we have another, I call him Big Red, Ethan Gallagher. He's another guy that he's blocking punts, he's getting interceptions, he's running down quarterbacks from behind. He's a 6'4", he's a basketball player, he's a track or just a track runner. He's an all-around athlete.
Yeah, man. And
thank God he's playing football.
Exactly, and he's a 3-sport kid, man. You don't see that too often.
Yeah,
that's great to see, and that's what high school is all about. Play multiple sports, different friends, different experiences, different coaching. It's, and that's what colleges want. They want multi-sport athletes, because once you get to college, those days are generally over.
I've been telling, we've had a number of good kids, and they're saying, they're going to give it up for just baseball. And I'm saying, you're missing out. You're missing out, son.
You can lead a horse to water.
Yep.
All right, well, I think, obviously you got HF in week 4, and they kind of took it to you guys last year in the season opening game.
Right.
So I'm sure you got that targeted, and you don't want to look ahead past Bradley. And then in week 7 and 8, you've got Bolingbrook and Lincoln Way East, who East suffered their first loss in like 2 years on Friday night. But do you like having those 2 games, even though they're back-to-back? Do you prefer them later in the season, or would you rather see them earlier in the season, or doesn't it matter?
In the end, it doesn't matter. I can sit here and analyze and think of all these different, situations of why I'd want them at one point. I think in the end, you want to make sure you're there when you're at full strength, when you're healthy, when you're playing better, and whether it's in the middle of the season or toward the end, it's okay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
It's okay with me.
Being a part of 2 state championship teams over here, and you see what you have on the varsity level, you see what you have coming up at the lower levels. I know you talked about it, you have a great freshman class. Do you get a sense that, it's so hard to win a state championship, and success of a program or a coach or a coaching staff shouldn't be predicated on state championships? There's a lot more to it, and not even on the field, but off the field. But do you feel like the vibe is here right now, George? Do you think like, hey, we could put something really special together here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The vibe is always here. All you got to do is talk to the people.
Well, you don't talk to parents,
but,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they
I get
pie
that.
in the sky things.
No, but when I look at the past, I thought, well, and I've been telling our kids, you got to have a good defense, you got to have good special teams, and if you have a good quarterback, exceptional in those 3, I think you're putting yourself out there.
Yep.
Not to say anything else isn't important, but a good quarterback just you saw what happened when we had Jake and Stevie.
Yep.
I mean, those were the guys that brought us. Of course, you can't be bad at those other positions, but now that you can get away with being okay at some of those other positions.
Yep.
But if you got that good quarterback, he can make everyone else around him, better. And the same thing with the defense, and the same thing when you got to play good special teams. So all 3 of those I feel we have. So yeah, I'm excited about moving forward.
Yeah, that's
can't
great.
lie about it.
Yeah, no, hey, that's what you like to hear, man. And that's, this is such a great, school, and you got a great feeder programs. The Homer Stallions and all these guys. I mean, everything's there. You just got to get the kids here and believe in. And you're the right man for the job. When they hired you, that was a grand slam, my man. That was a grand slam hire. Just not even as a football coach, George. I've heard so much through the years, just that you as a teacher and just as a person, and you're good people, and that's what kids need, especially nowadays. So, and I know you've got a great staff with you too, and the lower levels are outstanding. So, yeah, man, continued success. Continued success.
I would like to end that with the, we have 22 coaches on our staff, and for me to mention every single one of them is going to be tough right now in the time, but if I didn't, it'd be a shame. It'd be a shame on me for not mentioning our staff. And then also, like you said, thank you very much for plugging we got a great feeder program. These kids come in knowing how to play football. This is by no means a George Czart thing. I'm fortunate to be at the helm here, to have great coaches on staff, great feeder programs, great parents to support us. And all together, we're seeing some success. So I'm a lucky guy.
Yeah, it takes a village.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Takes a village, man. Okay. All right, folks. Well, if you're not doing anything, or if you're doing anything, change your plans. Come out here Friday night. Check out the Porters. It's going to be a great season. All right, we are going to go to an athletics timeout. Our good friend Tom Mulvey. 2 locations, Oak Lawn and Orland Park. We come back, I'll talk about week 2 results and some other things. Stay tuned. Athletic Sports and Orthopedic Physical Therapy is a 2,200 square foot facility that includes the latest in rehabilitation equipment, including the HydroTrack underwater treadmill. All therapists at Athletics are experienced and offer hands-on treatment for patients that require such therapy. Whether it's your feet, ankles, knees, hips, lower back, shoulders, elbows, wrists, neck, or jaw, Athletics is here to help. We at Athletics understand you as a patient have the right to choose where you receive treatment. Ask your physician if Athletics, with locations in Oak Lawn and Orland Park, is right for you. Whether you're in the mood for a Chicago-style hot dog, Italian beef sandwich, Philly cheesesteak, or charbroiled cheeseburger, Joey's Red Hots has you covered. In the mood for something lighter, Joey's Salads promises to hit the spot. Looking to cool off on a hot day or after a workout? Joey's refreshing homemade Italian ice will satisfy. Come check out Joey's Red Hots at 17400 Wolf Road in Orland Park or at 115th Street and Western Avenue in the Beverly community, where they're open until 5 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. No matter which location you visit, Joey's Red Hots promises to provide exceptional tasting food at an affordable price. Hi, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Over 26 locations throughout the Southland, city, all over the place. Indiana, they're everywhere, folks. I'd like to thank Lockport coach George Czart for being our guest. Good luck to the Porters the rest of the way. All right, results from week 2. Let's kick things off with Marist 45-7 win over Richards. For Richards, Donnie Burton had an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. James Burford 7-17 passing. Santiago Ross had a 48-yard reception for the Dogs, who are now 1-1. For Marist, Dontrell Jackson Jr., 185 yards passing, 2 TDs. He also rushed for 88 yards and a touchdown. Octavian Agee with a 69-yard TD catch, and Jimmy Rolder, an Illinois baseball recruit, had an interception return for a touchdown for Marist, who is 2-0. Mount Carmel 42, Phillips nothing. For Mount Carmel, Demarion Arrington had a 22-yard TD pass and an 8-yard TD run. Blaney Dowling had a pair of touchdown passes. Denny Furlong had 2 TD catches, and Danny Novakis had 3 sacks for the undefeated Caravan. And this one just warms my heart, folks. Eisenhower 35, West Aurora 34. There's a lot to this game because these two teams were not scheduled to play. Both, however, their opponents in week 2 had COVID situation occurs. So both were scrambling. 36 hours before Friday's game, they were able to schedule the game with each other at West Aurora. Eisenhower is down 12 points with 2:43 to go. Cards rally. Last play of the game, a touchdown pass from Nashawn Johnson to Antonio Russell. Their 4th connection of the night, and the two are brothers. Nashawn's a senior, Antonio is a sophomore. Nashawn Johnson finished 18 of 32 for 242 yards, 4 touchdowns. Antonio Russell, 12 catches for 169 yards, 4 TD catches. Keelan Sanders had 15 tackles, including 5 for a loss, for the undefeated Cardinals. Only undefeated team in District 218, mighty Eisenhower. And in Lockport 48, Matea Valley 0. For Lockport, Hayden Timosek, 2 touchdown passes. Ryan Little, 2 TD catches. Andrew Lepresti, 4-yard and 23-yard TD runs. And Giovanni Zaragoza, 2 TD runs for the 2-0 Porters. All right, the Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week, the aforementioned Antonio Russell. I mean, come on, 12 catches for 169 yards and 4 TDs, including the game-winning reception with no time left on the clock. A 12-yard strike from his brother. 35-34 win for the Cardinals, so we're going to hook them up with a nice gift card, compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oak Brook, Chicago, and you could also use that at La Bar restaurants in Riverside, Brookfield area, and Oak Brook. And we got Stan's Donuts too, all in the Labriola family. Richie Labriola, who's been a guest on this show. All right, the Lisa Thomas Salon Player of the Week, Katie DeHaan had 98 assists, 53 digs to lead Andrew to the Chicago Christian Invitational Championship. So we're going to hook up Katie, the daughter of the great Andrew graduate and current baseball coach, Dave DeHaan. We'll hook her up with the Lisa Thomas Salon goodie bag. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. When we return, high and tight.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oak Brook Promenade.
Now you can buy a car from the comfort and safety of your home. Introducing South Oak Jeep Dodge Ram Chrysler's online shopper, the most convenient way to buy a car online. To begin, start by selecting your vehicle. You'll see the Buy From Home button on every vehicle description page. Use the Explore Payment Options tool to customize your payment. Choose between lease, finance, or cash. Whatever works best for you. Have a trade-in? Get an instant value with your vehicle along with a transparent report so you know you're getting a great deal. To confirm your custom payment, simply fill out our quick credit application. And best of all, you can schedule a day and time to pick up your vehicle. Or we'll deliver it right to you. A South Oak representative will be there to chat with you throughout the entire process. We will walk you through step by step. Buying a car has never been easier. Visit southoak.com today.
Hello, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, high and tight, folks. I mean, kids are going to be kids. They do and say stupid things on social media. You know, in this case, let sleeping dogs lie. Richards was doing a lot of chirping at Marist after Richards beat Nazareth in week 1, and they should be proud of that victory. Nazareth's a powerhouse, but Marist is an 8A powerhouse. Richards is 6A. Naz, 5A, 6A. You're jumping up to that Marist situation, you just be cool. Chill out. Don't give them any motivation or inspiration, which happened, and you suffered a 45-7 loss. So chill down. All right, folks, have a great week. We'll see you next week.